Well, hello there to my Taurians. This is Queen Amun-Ra coming to you with your general reading. Let's get right into it. This reading is for the 17th to the 24th of September. We are coming up on a solar eclipse. We are still in eclipse season. We had a total lunar eclipse on the same day as the full blood moon, okay? And so the solar eclipse will be on the 21st, which is Sunday. And like I said, this reading is for the 17th through the 21st of September. Let's get into it. Let's get into it because there's a lot of talking going on, a lot of rumblings happening here. Lots and lots of rumblings going on. Okay. Lots of conversations. All right, so to my grounded souls, you Hierophant Taurians, your current card here is your card. This is the Hierophant, right? So this week centers on tradition, wisdom, spiritual guidance. Okay, right? So you will have an innate spiritual understanding of sort of how things work in the spiritual realm, right? And so the challenge here is a bunch of gossip that's going on behind your back. Conflict or competing opinions may stir frustration. The challenge is staying calm and not letting drama shake your peace. So it could be some rumbling going on, some conversations going on behind your back. And the past influences would be, recently security and holding tight to stability have guided you. That grounded, energy is still very present, right? You all are a very patient zodiac sign. And there could be some conversation going on about about you behind your back right now. And so Source wants you to be just as patient. Things are eventually going to blow over. You don't have to speak to it. You don't have to give any air to it whatsoever, right? Sometimes people think if you don't respond to something, it must be true. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. It's just letting you know that people are going to believe what they want to believe, right? People are going to believe what they want to believe. This is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you. If you feel like there are some people who are astral projecting into your energy or remote viewing into your energy behind your back, then I can help you with that and closing those portals out. But again, people are going to believe what they want to believe about you, what goes on, kind of sort of behind closed doors as to why you're having nightmares, why you waking up in a cold sweat, why you could be having nightmares. Like, what the heck, right? Right. So your future influences would be the Empress card, right? And so this future energy is like abundance, creativity, and nurturing energy are ahead. The Empress signals growth and blessings, almost like a pregnant person has, wakes up, because their intuition is just like off the charts. And so your abundance and your prosperity are growing, and you're kind of wondering what people are saying about you behind your back. Like, what are they doing behind closed doors, right? But something is coming back around. This is a karmic planet. Saturn is a karmic planet. And so something possibly involving someone, that is trying to be very conservative with their time, something could be coming back around, right? Something could be coming back around where people have access to viewing what's going on in your life, right? It's kind of like the movie The Scrooge, A Christmas Carol, where he got a chance to see the ghost of his past, present, and future, right? And so somebody has a handle on the physical realm, but Source really wants you to get into the spiritual realm as well, and what people are talking about you behind your back, because you're just trying to be patient with something, but it's you may be having some nightmares about, like, what the heck. People think that I'm secretly doing something, behind closed doors. I'm a part of a secret such and such going on, right? And so you could be thinking that people are talking about you behind your back when there are people that have access to remote viewing, right? That could be one thing. And so your conscious goal is the King of Pentacles here. You're striving for wealth, success, and stability, and your goal is long-term security and mastery over the material world, right? And so somebody in your spiritual realm, people are going to think the more knowledge and wisdom that you gain, whether you go back to school, whether you're aligning yourself with people who have more knowledge and you feel like, okay, I can glean from those people, I can grow from these energies. People are going to always wonder, based on somebody's past, that, you know, something could have been overwhelming to hear, and people don't really know what to believe about your past. Is the person gay? Are they straight? You know, do they like to have threesomes? I mean, like, people will put all kinds of information out there to and then come back when people realize that something isn't true. Well, I was just joking, I was just playing. But by that time, people are so overwhelmed because they don't know what to believe. They're just like, oh God, what the heck is happening, right? So I always say, whether people are joking or whether they're serious about stuff, Source is trying to let you know that there are some people who are just looking for any excuse to talk about people behind their backs, right? So somebody is now then learning how to get delivered from other people's opinions of them and really be, you know, because people are going to believe what they want to believe. They're going to believe what they want to believe about your gifts, about your spiritual gifts, right? And so the advice would be the Strength card. The advice would be the Strength card. Lead with calm, courage, and compassion. Strength reminds you to balance power with gentleness, right? Because somebody must have opened up a portal. You must have opened up some kind of portal where people are now talking about something. It could be you can be your kids. You know how like sometimes your kids they're just trying to be a part of something, right? They just want to be a part of a crowd. They want to be accepted in a group. So a lot more people are talking about the clairs, clairvoyance, claircognizance, clairsentience, clairaudience. And sometimes your kids are at school and even though the umbilical cord is cut, you may not have taught them about cord cutting ceremonies or how people can access, you know, these movies are not, they were created by a person who envisioned something. It was a dream they had and they were like, oh, okay. I wonder if somebody could, you know, go back, like for instance, the Scrooge with the Christmas Carol story. I wonder if somebody could go back and look at their past and see if they can change the future. You know, all of that came from somewhere. And I feel like that may be a movie that people may actually watch, you know, if it's free on YouTube. YouTube has a lot of really good full-length free movies for free. You don't even have to sign up for the, you know, which is cool. So if you want to save money, YouTube has a lot of movies, full-length movies for free, where you don't have to subscribe. So whoever is putting these movies up, you know, they're out there for free. So, but that may be a movie that people start watching. Because when people don't really know what's going on secretly or what you're a part of, they don't know who you're running with, you never know, you know, they have all kinds of ways of spying and looking in on stuff. You don't know if your next door neighbors are connected to them. They go to the same church, mosque, temple, or part of the same fraternity, sorority, other groups, organizations, and people are talking about, oh, I heard this and I saw that, and so, oh, did you know so and so? Oh, well, where do you live? I live. Oh, did you know my neighbor? Oh, yeah, I know them. People from your past. You never know who knows whom, but in this case, someone's child or children open up a portal to family secrets, right? Because they want to be a part of something. And so some people from your past. So if you relocated anywhere, or your kids, let's say you live different from where your kids, a lot of people's kids go away to school, college, whatever the case may be, and they're talking to other people, but the people that they're talking to don't know that these other people could be talking about you behind your back. So that's a way in that somebody was able to come in through someone's kids or possibly through someone's parents, right, of talking as well. So hopefully that's going to help somebody to really kind of sort of tighten up on whatever it is you're telling your kids. I'm sure somebody's kids are not doing it to be malicious. Somebody's kids may be just, you know, they just want to be a part of the conversation. Oh, my mom or my dad, they such and such and such and such. People are like, oh, really? So what's your family last name? Or what? Especially if you're a person who is in your North Node, or if you're rich, or We see right here the Hierophant here, which is an innate spiritual understanding of something, or you have a Kings of Pentacles worth of knowledge about maybe religion or something like that, and people want to kind of sort of attach themselves to you by any means necessary. So instead of them coming directly to you, they'll go through your kids. And so this is what's happening right now. Somebody is going through somebody's kids or child or something to find out some information. And so to even ask them what they talked about, they may not even remember. They really may not even remember. They're so busy trying to be accepted, and people, like I said, they've been given a gift themselves. And so when they're talking about the gifts that they have, they could have the clairs, they could have, clairaudience. They may hear voices, right? So they may like, did I just hear that? Right? And somebody's like, well, wait a minute. They could say, let's give somebody an example. Let's say your kids are away at college, right? And they're writing, they're studying, doing their homework or whatever. And it's like they got a whole conversation going on in their mind, right? Instead of them just saying, oh my God, I'm hearing voices, they may be talking to a person that the voice sounds familiar. And just like, as I was doing my homework, I heard like a full-on conversation going on. And somebody could have been like, I don't know how you could have heard that, because we were on the other side of the campus. Like, how the heck did you hear that? And like they could be looking at them like, wow. So a lot of younger people are waking up to their gifts that the elders in their family may have shunned. Like, okay, no, we don't believe in that kind of stuff. And so somebody may be like, oh, well, that gift didn't just come from you. Who's your mom or dad or whatever? Oh my God, your mom and dad is so-and-so? I didn't know that, whatever. Source is saying, you've been given gifts by source. Just like the movie The Shack. Remember this, in the movie The Shack, when they actually, it's a book, a lot of people like did studies and stuff on the book. But the movie The Shack, in the actual movie, God was a black woman, right? The Holy Ghost was I want to say it's an Asian man. And then the Savior, I think, could have been a white man or something like that. But that was the Creator's vision of the Trinity, I think, if I could recall correctly. And so everybody was given a specific gift. And so now it's time to tighten up your sixth house, is what Source is trying to tell somebody. Is like your health and your well-being, your daily activities. Like, really, it's time to really tighten up in those areas, because these energies, like I said, are doing all kinds of dark moon magic. And it's overwhelming for some people, almost to a point where it's just, some people are just, feel like, okay, they're overwhelmed, right? And could be to a point where they feel like, okay, are they drinking? Are they on some kind of medication or something like that, right? That's why I always tell people, be very, very careful when we talk about spirits, because people are out here playing around with spirits. It can sound like alcohol, because that's a spirit, right? Wine and spirits. It can sound like alcohol. It can sound like somebody's on medication. It could sound like a whole lot of different things. And then somebody goes to get a blood test, and the person is, okay, they don't have any alcohol in their system. They don't have any, unless it's something prescribed, other kind of, substances in their system. And then people want to claim people have mental illness issues. And so Source is saying, you just never know what it is, but a lot of people are really awakening to their gifts. A lot of people are awakening to their gifts. That's why some people are just waking up in a cold sweat, like, oh my God, So that's why, looking at your cards here, as we close out this reading, be careful of what you're telling, because this is how somebody is coming in through someone's kids. Usually with the Empress card, the person is pregnant, right? So it's not always the other parent that's out here that's gossiping. It could be through somebody's kids, because somebody's kids really just want to belong. They just want to be a part of something, and they're playing all kinds of stuff, especially if they were at college, or they would staying over their friend's house, or whatever they're doing, right? And just wanting to be accepted, wanting to be a part of the conversation, which is, guess what? Everybody is a pick-me spirit, for real, literally. Everybody wants to be picked or chosen to be a part of something. So that's not something that I feel like somebody's going to be really angry with. I feel like somebody is now learning, okay, to set and enforce boundaries from now on. To set and enforce boundaries. Because people are out here talking. And, you know, talking about how much money their parents make and how much this and that. And somebody's just thinking in the physical realm. But news travels also through, you know, like through your connection. So I feel like somebody's going to not only do a cord cutting ceremony with possibly somebody who just wants money from you. Now people are talking about you behind your back, but somebody's also doing a cord cutting ceremony. And I do have information about a cord cutting ceremony on my community page, as well as TikTok. Somebody's now doing a cord cutting, energetic cord cutting, because somebody was just joking possibly with someone else, right? About the gifts that they have, right? But they were talking about your past, Taurus, whoever you are, and they may have just been joking, right? Somebody could have been joking saying, you know, you're running around here with, you know, with mask on your face and running around the house naked, you and somebody else, and there's a third person involved, you know, and y'all playing all kinds of games, whatever people talking about, when really they could be projecting something onto you, right? They could be projecting something onto you. They may like to play around like that, have threesomes and stuff like that. You see three energies here, right? And this right here coming up out of the water is kind of a mirror of, so somebody could be trying to project something onto you. And so I'm just going to help you all learn how to send that energy right on back. An immediate return to sender. Immediate. For those of you all who want to know. But yeah. So I think for the most part, people don't really care about what people are saying about them behind their back. You know, some people will keep it a secret and go like, why am I having these dreams and downloads about people? But it's coming through someone's kids in this sense right here. They could be talking about you, could be talking about who you had kids with, whether you're a man or woman, you know, and it's causing all kinds of chaos and confusion behind your back, whether you realize it or not. Because people don't know what to believe. Is this person spiritual, or they this and that? So if you play certain music, let's say for instance you're uploading things on social media, and you know how like you can attach music to it. If the music has profanity in it, or one day, okay, we don't know we can follow this person because they're spiritual, but they got 1 foot in the world, 1 foot on a banana peel, like we don't know what's going on. And a lot of it has to do with the kids. Like if you have kids, your kids could be, because people are thinking that your kids are supposed to be spiritual just like you, but your kids could be out here wilding out, doing stuff behind people's backs, gossiping, doing the most. So you're just trying to be more conservative with your time. You're just trying to be more conservative with your time because you don't know who they're connecting with, what they into. You know, you can't see what's going on behind other people's closed doors, right? So yeah, so 9 of Swords again is to say hopes and fears. You may fear stress or overthinking holding you back. Spirit really is encouraging you to release unnecessary worries, okay? And then the outcome is going to be the World card by the week's end, right? Is completion and fulfillment are yours. A major cycle closes, opening the door to fresh beginnings, Taurus, okay? Yeah, you don't really have anything to worry about because especially when you have kids, if they're at college age or, you know, high school, whatever. Just like elementary school kids, they run to school and talk about everything, you know, to the preschool teachers. So same thing in college or when they move away and this kind of stuff, they're just trying to belong to a part of a group or whatever. And they're talking about their spiritual gifts, just being a part of the conversation. So this week is about stability, Taurus, and completion. And that's the week for the 17th through the 21st. To the 24th, excuse me, from the 17th to the 24th. So this is maybe like a day in advance. You know, if you're watching it on Tuesday, could be like a day in advance, but we're getting you prepared for this solar eclipse, which is a reset, a super new you, right? The main leading card here is not to join in conversations where people are talking about other people behind their backs, because that brings immediate karma, right? Gossiping about people behind their backs. And somebody could have felt like somebody was talking, you could have felt like somebody was talking about you behind your back, and in turn, you could have been talking about somebody else behind their back. And then that karma just kept on spinning around, like processing, like until somebody gets it and goes, you know what? I don't know what people do in secret. Let me put it into something. Let me stop. Let me tap into my inner strength. I don't know what people do behind closed doors in secret. How is that any part of my business? I need to focus on setting a boundary and enforcing boundaries in my own household, right? So I feel like a lot of people are going to be talking to their kids about their gifts and what kind of gifts they have and how they may be sharing that information with other people, because they open up a portal. They open up a portal. And so although the umbilical cord is cut, that conversation, they don't know when to cut the conversation off, right? So closing message, like I said, for you all is, with this Hierophant grounding you, Taurus, the Empress is actually blessing you with abundance and world, and with abundance. And then you have the World card here, promising fulfillment. Spirit shows this is a powerful week of progress and renewal for you. And so trust your strength. This is a strength card. You want to trust your strength and knowing that you're moving into harmony. Okay. So this 7 days moving into, like I said, we have a new moon on the same day as a solar eclipse on the 21st. And that is a reset, a powerful new you, right? Of saying, you know what? I don't know if people talking about me behind my back or not. It's just too many people that got the same thing in common. I'm not joining in the reindeer games of whatever. I got too much to focus on in my own house, right? To even worry about whether somebody talking about me behind my back or not. So your 5th house is going to be of significance. Find out which your zodiac sign is your 5th house. Leo rules 5th house. 4th house, Cancer rules 4th house. So somebody could have a Leo in their family that likes to talk about people behind their backs, right? And feel like they have a lot of information on maybe even remote viewing about people through other people, maybe through their kids, right? And then you have 6 of Virgo rules 6th house. So somebody might have another gift of just being able to, be very meticulous and like looking at somebody, but all of it is crossing boundaries. All of it is crossing over boundaries. And if it's something being done in a physical sense where somebody may be like, okay, I gave somebody a gift, and that transference of energy, if you don't know how to cut the cord, and even a transference of energy is a gift, could give people access into other people's lives. And so somebody could have a gift of being able to cause people to have nightmares, right? To cause people to have nightmares. Just by sending gifts. That's why you're not accepting gifts from just anybody. People send you stuff in the mail. People send you like little cute little this and that. Somebody get ready to learn. Stop. Your kids better stop accepting stuff. Rings and cute little trinkets and people leaving stuff places. And you're like, oh, okay, I guess they don't want. I'm just picking it up, touching it. Nope. Nope. So. It's a lot of different things. Like I said, I would tell people I do not practice dark magic, but I can help people to recognize it and cut it off and send it right back. Send it right back. But some people's kids don't know how to because they've been told, you don't believe in that kind of stuff. It's not about practicing it. It's about recognizing it and knowing how to send it back so that they're covered wherever they go. Because people will overstep boundaries. And I'm talking about including breaking laws. They will overstep boundaries. So you got to be real careful. Real careful. So yeah, your 5th house, your 4th house, your 6th house, and your 9th house are going to be of importance. Look up your birth chart. I do birth chart readings. And I also do put together comprehensive reports for birth chart readings so that you don't have to read all 30, 45 pages. So more money is coming soon. All right. Always bet on you. Always bet on you. Prepare for an increase in pay, whoever you are, and adjust your crown. Adjust your crown. Your ancestors are very proud of you, right? And so heart chakra cleanse. Yep, it's not as deep as you think. Yeah, it's not as deep as you think, but it's always better to, protect your energy. Protect your energy. New love awaits, for someone. And then you deserve the best. You deserve the best, right? So things are going to start flowing to you like water, but you want to also follow your heart. The Hertz 528 is going to help you with your heart chakra, and 852 is going to help you with your awakening. That's your third eye. But yeah, someone knows how to. Someone in your family knows how to remote view into other people's lives, right? And that's a very real thing. So here we have the best is yet to come. Yeah, knows how to remote view. And again, these things, you can look all of this up. I should put some information about on my YouTube shorts page to help some people on the spiritual side. But yeah, please do not practice dark magic. There's enough people out here that's doing all kinds of they're into a lot of dark stuff. So it's best for you to recognize, you're not going to know every little thing. Like some people feel like they have King of Pentacles worth of knowledge, like they can't be taught anything new, right? And we can all learn from each other. But some people really feel like, they get excited over this kind of stuff. Oh, I was able to see into such and such and such and such. I gave so-and-so a gift, practicing all kinds of dark stuff. But they don't realize what they're doing is sending instant karma to everybody that's connected to them. That's what they're doing. And so people are like, okay, why are people talking about me behind my back? It's because of who you're connected to. So in being conservative with your time, when you're dealing with people who like to gossip about people behind their backs, you about to cut that off. You about to say, no, you know what? Hey, they not paying my rent. They not paying my bills. They not paying my gas. I don't need to know about that. That has nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. When you got family members that's like that, they just sit around gossiping. Did you know? So, as if you knew something. You're like, no, I didn't know it until you just told me. So you have the gift of precognition. This is foreknowledge. So somebody knows who in their family likes to gossip about people behind their back. All those type of family members. After a while, gossip is going to be so sickening to your stomach. It's going to almost make somebody feel like when they walk into a room, what's kind of coming to me right now is a scene from what's the movie with Samuel L. Jackson, from Eve's Bayou, when he came home and his young daughter was like, no, daddy, don't go in the room, they're all talking about you, right? And he was just like, oh, whatever, right? He was so used to it that he walked in, he said he kind of peeked in the door, and they all kind of stopped talking and gave him the evil eye, and he just slammed the thing shut and just left back out. In other words, it was also showing that he had risen above just the gossip. Like, okay, I'm not on that frequency. That's a particular frequency, and it's not a frequency of love. And so some people learn at a very early age that, like somebody learned at 5 years old, gossip, they just turned off by gossip, just completely turned off. And so that may be something that somebody is passing on to their kids. It's like when you're in a space, when people are talking about other people behind their back, they're talking about you 9 times out of 10 when you walk out the room as well, right? And I use the number 9 because 5 and 4 is 9. 9 times out of 10, they're talking about you too. And so you're letting them know you're not so desperate to be a part of something that you don't realize you sitting under people who talk about people behind their back and don't think that they sitting up talking about you either. So you and your family as well. So that's what I'm seeing here in your cards. So it's going to be a good week. It's going to be a good week. That's including talking about if you have kids with somebody, learn to live in peace. For real. We ain't talking about them behind their back, none of that stuff, because people are doing all kinds of dark magic. So there's hope. There's definitely hope. It's definitely hope here, right? And I do see someone triumphing, right? So somebody's getting real focused. Somebody's getting real focused and being enlightened now, because there is hope. And I do see you being triumphant because, yeah, there could be a Libra out here that secretly is an enemy to you. Yep. There could be a Libra out here that's wearing a mask. That's a secret enemy to you. Remember, you and Libra are ruled by Venus, the goddess of love, pleasure, art, music, and aesthetics. But the dark side of Venus, it can be vain, vengeful, and green with envy. So you could have somebody who is an open enemy to you. They almost see themselves as being the light to your darkness, if that makes any sense. They can feel like, oh, basically somebody is an enemy. Somebody sees you as the opposition. So they'll use anything against you, Taurus, to make themselves look more favorable to other people, but to make you look like the bad person, whether you're a man or woman. So you're imparting that wisdom and knowledge onto your kids, as well as like if you're around friends and they always gotta, for every time somebody compliments you, they gotta, oh, but did you know this about them? That is an open enemy. Somebody is just basically telling you, you know, I resent you. I resent you. Right in your face, I resent you. I'm not even trying to hide the fact that I resent you. Because every time somebody pays you a compliment, they got something negative to say about what they know about you. Oh, okay. So you don't even wait for me to leave the room to talk about me behind my back. You just gonna say it right in somebody's face, right? So somebody's showing you in your face that they are an open enemy. So, and they're not even trying to hide something. So it's like right out in your face, resentment. And so it's not just resentment for you, it's resentment for your kids, your family, everybody in your bloodline. So it's saying you need to get away from them. You need to get away from them energies with quick, fast, and in a hurry, and teach your kids about the same thing. Anybody that's showing you that they have an issue with you, your family, whatever, they shouldn't be your friends. You shouldn't be hanging in a circle with them, because they just looking for information to take, a bone to take back. A bone to pick and a bone to take back. So, purpose. Again, I do birth chart readings and create a comprehensive report, so you don't have to read all of that, which really breaks everything down. So, there we go. All right. Every other thing you want to know is on my website, queenamonra.com. All right. There we go. Right now. So stay in the present and don't get too far ahead of the flow. You'll soon trust that nothing more will come than can be handled at each moment. That's right. Right now. Yep. Yep. You don't yeah, some people are not secret enemies. Some people are trying to teach, you know, how to identify an open enemy. Forget a secret enemy, an open enemy. Somebody who every time, I'm telling you, I don't want to be redundant here, but I got to drive a point home. Every single time somebody gives you a compliment, they got to find something wrong. Rolling their eyes up in the air, sucking their teeth. There's too much attention on you. You know, they could be a friend or a foe right in your face, right? So sources exposing some things. 242, power. You are very capable. Become aware of the power of your thoughts and words. Your angels want you to know that your mental state reflects in every relationship, opportunity, and environment you end up in. So be impartial, an impartial observer of all your thoughts and self-talk today. Your angels are listening. Yeah. So there's somebody in your life that you may feel like balanced you out to some degree, but when you are in relationship, even with family members, and they know how to remote view into your thoughts, your darkest thoughts, and they see in your darkest thoughts that you want to have a threesome with someone, right? And it comes out in your dreams as a nightmare, like, oh my God, why am I having these thoughts? I'm waking up in the middle of the night. Why am I having these thoughts? Because somebody has a family member who feels like they have King of Pentacles wealth of knowledge about you. Wealth of knowledge about you. So that would be like a person that says, here, let me show you a picture or something. Or let me give you, this is a gift. Almost like, you know, this person is wearing a mask. They come across as being so deeply spiritual, but people are talking about them behind their back. They saw this image or this picture of somebody, and you looking at the picture like, oh wow, they got naked pictures out there on the dark web, and you secretly looking at something. That's how somebody in your family is able to remote into your viewing. That's how somebody is able to remote into what you're looking at. They could be like, okay, this person is secretly lusting after somebody, and only a person that's operating in their purpose would be, see this moon right here, the moon exposes secrets, would be able to share with you how to stop that. So, yeah. You got family members that's just doing just wow. And they align with other people and within other families that, you know, because that's become a part of their family. They like to do dark magic. So You don't have to be related to somebody. It could be somebody that you don't even like, could be hooking up, you know, with somebody else that don't. You know how people, your enemies, get together? Even in your own family, they could be getting with the family of the members. You could be the black sheep of the family, right? You could be the person. I always say the black sheep is the one that's going to make the biggest splash, right? You could be the black sheep of the family, and people can know that you're operating in your purpose. You believed in your dreams, and you took a leap of faith, right? And that 5 of Wands, that number 5, lets me know that you took a gamble on believing in yourself, believing in your dreams, but also you add a little comedic, you know, little comedy to it, right? You know, like I joke around a little bit in my reading sometimes, but you add like a little comedy to it. So that adds an extra little sprinkle on top, like a little extra, you know, pizzazz on top of whatever your calling is in life. And so that charisma, people want you to be like this super serious kind of energy, but you can't help it when you're passionate about answering the call in your life, because it's your purpose. You're like, okay, this is the reason why I'm here. So what would be the purpose of someone trying to astral project into your, you know, linking up with other family members and doing stuff like, here, I want to show you a picture of something. You know, I want to show you this nude picture of somebody that people are talking about. They're talking about these two right here. And something for you could have just been overwhelming. But again, it's basically a person is telling you to your face, without saying it, that I know this would be of something of interest to you. And so I can remote into what your thoughts are. It sounds weird, but you can look it up. I'll put some information on my yeah, but I can help people to block all of that. Here we have eagles fly above crows. Eagles fly above crows. Yeah, somebody wants to take it's almost like somebody wants to go higher with you. They want to ascend higher, but you've gotten to a point where you can you're creatively, something is like, somebody is so good at what they do, and I'm talking about you, Taurus. You could be so good at what you do that you can throw a little jokey joke in there every now and then and have people cracking up laughing, but still helping people, right? And so you're trying to ascend higher where other people are trying to ride your back. There's family members that's really trying to ride your back. And so it's time to say, nah, they wearing a mask. You said one, two little slick comment in your face, in somebody's face. It's time you like, you know what? You're telling people, okay, you've been masking this deception and envy for a long time. This is a family member. It could be up to 5 family members, right? And you're trying to be conservative with your time, family members and friends, and you're trying to be conservative with your time. They keep being slick at the mouth. They're showing you that you are an open enemy to them. Even with the slickness of their mouth, they're still saying what they're saying. So they're talking about you, your kids, who you may have had kids with, whether you're a man or a woman. They just basically showing that they're an open enemy, and they will cross a boundary however they need to cross a boundary. Remote viewing, breaking into people's computers, mirroring their devices. They want to find out what's going on to get into somebody's thoughts. So you will be closing out something airtight. You're going to be closing out because Source is putting people who are not about that, talking about people behind their backs, or just about solutions. Source is putting those people together. That's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.